G'day guys, Sean Savage, Streaker Marine. We're here inside our showroom in Melbourne and we're setting our attention to the new Yellowfin range today. It's a 7 and the 7.6 extended cab. I've got 4 of the boats here. We're going to go through each boat quickly, look at the size difference between the 7 and the 7.6 and then go through some of the features that these boats have been fitted with. We're going to start with this white boat in front of us here. It is the 7-metre version. It's a primary white boat, which means the in and outside of the boat is white and the side sheet's been done in black. If you're familiar with the Yellowfins and the Southerner versus the extended cab range, they do look quite similar from the outside, but there is some big changes in there as well. One of the first changes that Yellowfin have made is they've really advanced their trailer. The drive-on, drive-off section's been fantastic, but the running gear needed a birthday, and Yellowfin have recognised that and fixed that. So all the new running gear on the trailer, as far as the brakes and the stainless steel calipers and everything's all been upgraded. We've gone to a Fulton winch and a Fulton jockey wheel, and I think they've made some really nice advancements there, which was well needed. This here is the 7.6. It's all over, I think it's called pipeline grey. So the inside, outside, side sheets, all pipeline grey. Standing up here, just looking at the 7.6 for a second, all new Yellowfins come with a bow mount plate. So if you're going to run an electric motor, it's all been prefabbed, ready to go. We have Lone Star anchor winches, which is the anchor winch package that we factory fit here at our dealership here at Streaker Marine. Both the boats you can see have the X-deck tread around the bow area, which is like that non-slip, which is a feature throughout the whole boat. That's the Lone Star anchor winch, which we fit here. It's a Melbourne company, but they're an unbelievably good winch, so we like to support them. Looking at the windscreen of both the boats, we have twin windscreen wipers fitted to these fishing packs. And the windscreen wipers, one thing I like about them is they have been installed with the wiper above the windscreen. I haven't seen that on a lot of boats before. Normally the wiper is mounted on the top deck here. So the windscreen wiper goes up, but I actually like it coming down like that. I think that looks really neat. Another thing you'll see, which we'll focus on in a moment, is the side decks have been narrowed to walk around the side of the boat, but that's extended the cab. So the internal of the cab's a lot bigger and the walk around is a little bit narrower. However, you might be able to see on the top of the hard top and the side windows, there is handrails either side. So they're not too bad to get around. We'll pan back over. And let's go to the back of the boat and work our way in. So again, going back to the 7000, another advancement that Yellowfin have allowed for is the new 7000s rated to 250 horsepower, where its predecessor in the Southerner was a 225. It's actually still the same engine. If you're looking at Yamaha's, it's the 4.2 litre. These have both been done in the pearl white, and typical Yamaha, we've got the inbuilt electric steering. The steering itself is an unbelievable advancement from the hydraulic, but also gives us the option of joystick control and electric autopilots for the Helmmaster configuration. At the back here, zip weight trim tabs. We've got the Hella underwater lights. We've got the skin fittings for our live bait tanks and deck washers and things. Oh, that was me. And then we also have the Garmin transducer at the back there. So it looks quite similar to the previous model. The previous model did have checker plate at the rear duck board here, where this one's got the X deck. Let's jump inside this boat. The ladder looks the same, transom door sort of looks the same, so that's actually worked really well in the past. As we jump in, I'm just going to hold the horses there for a second. The side decks here are much wider, so the side decks are more of a feature of the boat. They look really clean. What I mean by that is they're a rolled over sheet on the side here. So this bit here is like a rolled over on the aluminium, not a welded top deck. It's got the X-deck fittings. It's got those 360-degree rod holders, 3 per side, a much larger, more substantial cleat at the back there, padded side combings as you enter. And just pausing there again is we have the 2 seat boxes. So the seat boxes in this particular boat are exactly the same other than the cutout at the back. The port side has the esky and the driver's side, starboard side, has the inspection port for storage. Where it really changes is these suspension seats. I wasn't too worried about those until I went out in the boat, went gee whiz, they are a really nice, it's a comfortable ride. It doesn't feel like you're bouncing up and down as far as suspension coiling backwards and forwards. It just takes the absorption out of it. So if you do have a bit of a bad back and you're doing big kilometers, it's nice to sit in the seat rather than stand up, especially with these new seats that we have. They're a big upgrade from the Southerner model. And the suspension seat's a real winner. I'm actually very, very happy with that. Staying on trend with the seat, it has a bolster, so that lifts up if you want more room forward of the seat, and the armrest comes down. So seats are very impressive. Passenger side, we've got a massive storage compartment here, which is also a new thing for the Yellowfin range. We have the big glove box, so storage has certainly been allowed for. 2 phone chargers, X-Deck top dash. Dash itself's very, very nice. It's got the Garmin 16-inch screen there. It's got the custom LED switches, all your zip wakes, VHF radios, side mount control box. All the usual suspects are there. And then forward on the top there, we've got the Yamaha gauge, the Fusion stereo, and the VHF. The hard top, they've actually given this a little bit of thought. I like this. They've put a handrail in the middle, so when we are doing bigger kilometers and we're standing up, or there's multiple people trying to get protection inside that cab, you've got somewhere to hang on to. And they've also scalloped, they used to have like a board that was in line sort of flush with, if that makes any sense, it used to be flush with the aluminium light there as far as where that handrail is, was the roof, the ceiling off the boat. But now it's concaved in, so it gives you more headroom. It's actually just over 2 meters in internal headroom inside the boat. So unless you're a basketball player, you should be certainly fitting inside this boat, no problems whatsoever. Walking in, we've got our access into the cabin. We can see that we've made the dash continue from port to starboard, driver to passenger, so we can run multiple screens. We also have our lockable cabin door, which is a real feature of the Yellowfins. This one that we're in has the center bunk in the middle there, and it has the toilet below that. But I think the boat next to us has better access to the toilet. So I'll jump in another boat in a moment and show you what that looks like. We're going to jump into the 7,000, out of the 7,000 into the 7.6. Now, you can see, and I want to take a little bit of time to explain the differences. What I've done is I've put both boats transom to transom and at the same distance. So when we're looking at space inside the boats, we should be able to really see the difference in space. So I'm hoping you can see there that the difference between the boat is 600 mil of fishing room. So that's where the big change is. That's where the noticeable changes inside the boat is 600 mil at the back fishing cockpit area. So if we focus on the 7,000 for a moment, you can see where those seat box finishes to where the bait board is. It's a huge amount of space. It's actually measured on that tape measure. If you can see that, it's 1.2 in that tape, plus probably another 200-300. So it's about 1.4, 1.5 maybe in fishing cockpit space there. And if I swing myself around, this one, that tape is further back. It doesn't start at the seat boxes, so there's probably 200 there, and it goes 140. It's probably about 180. So yeah, there's certainly a decent difference between cockpit space in the 7,000 and the 7.6. Otherwise, the boats are very, very similar. So if we jump in here and have a look, we've got the bait station. They've removed, it used to be double tackle trays, so there'll be 8 in total, but now they've made a storage compartment here that's got a big shelf in it as well. I think that's a really good idea, because how many tackle trays do you need versus storage? I like that. You've got your glass lid to see inside the live bait tank, which also has a light in there as well. We've got our access into our battery system. So there's our twin batteries and circuit breakers and main fuses and etc. Plenty of room in there for our boys to do all the cool stuff and the goodies. Getting back in, this all looks the same. I'm just going to walk back so you can sort of appreciate how much space this boat has in it. It's a huge fishing cockpit. So if you are looking for that extra room, which might be that extra person fishing or whatever it is, the 7.6 is a massive cockpit at the back there. You can see either side off the transom door and the other side there, those two holes, they are the self-draining floor. So if we had a big bucket of water and poured it on the cockpit floor here, the water's going to gravity fed down to those holes and then be released out of the transom. So the water's not going to actually hold inside the boat. It's going to drain at the back transom there. So without worrying too much about the same features over and over again, we're going to have a little look in here. Oh, there we go. There's that toilet I was talking about. It's an electric toilet with a macerator tank, so it doesn't have a holding tank or anything. You flush the toilet and it macerates and then drains at the bottom of the hull. So it's a proper flushing toilet. We might have a quick look on the roof as well. Actually, we won't. We'll have a look on the roof on the one that's got a radar on it. Same suspension seats, same seat boxes, pipeline grey internally. I think this colour's called. Just having a quick look to try and get that fishing room difference. You can see the seat boxes are a lot further forward in the 7.6, probably 200 mil, and it continues past the 7,000 as well. So it's a far more greater fishing room. I'm still going to stick with that 600 mil. So if you're looking at measurements, say that's a 600 mil difference. You have over 2 meters of clearance height inside the hard top. And even like with these giant seats that we're fitting, we still have a huge amount of room between those seats to walk backwards and forwards. And that's courtesy of that extended cab. The cab's bigger, taller and wider. And by doing that, it gives us a lot more room to run the fancy seats, suspension seats, and have room to get through the middle. So well done, Yellowfin. I think that's a win and that's a tick. Let's go outside. We've got 2 more boats, 7,000 and 7.6, slightly different fit outs, and we'll check those out. For those that haven't been here before, this is our showroom. We're in Mountain Highway in Bayswater, which is in Victoria. We run a full range of Quintrex, Cruisecraft, Yellowfin products, and Haynes Signature over here as well. And that continues on quite a long way. We like to keep our boats as undercover as possible. And we completely focus on our customer service and live by our reputation. Our service centre is a separate premises owned by the same business, which is just down the road about 300 metres, and that's where we do electrical fit out and all that cool stuff. This one here is a 7.6. It's a darker grey, so it's not the pipeline grey, it's a darker grey, and it's got the black side sheet, so we've gone with the 2-tone sides as well. So outside, this is actually our demo boat. We've done a few hours with this, and it's been a fantastic product. We've gone with the grey engine because it's a darker colour hull. That looks nice and sharp. We'll go through some of the features that this one has. It has the same standard transducer, and it's got the TM275, which is the big boy there, which is a 1 kilowatt high wide and a 1 kilowatt low. We will jump inside the boat. Snapper rack's open so we can walk through. Once we've done that, we'll close down the snapper racks. If you're not familiar with these, this is what we use for our snapper fishing and all sorts of fishing anyway. They're stainless steel racks that we have customly made to suit the boat. The transom door one has a hinge, so we can walk through the transom door still, but they're fantastic for manoeuvring your rods and using multiple rods. As we flick around, we will see our little friend under the driver's seat, which is a big, nice integrated fridge. So this seat box is the same seat box, I think, as the last one. That's actually a guess. I actually don't know that. But it's got the fridge option. So there's your fridge. Been crying out for one of these for a long time, especially with the previous model. This is a real win. I think Yellowfin have listened to their customers. Made some changes to the trailer. Made some changes to the things like the fridges, and well done, gents. All right, so if we have a look here, we've got that second screen. So there's two 16s in this particular model. Fits in perfectly. You can see that big compass in the background. Panoramic view through the windscreen with no obstruction in the middle. So there's no like support tube or anything in the middle there. It's all nice and clean and unrestricted with our view. But twin 16s like that, flush mount in the dash, is a real win. I think that looks superb, but it's very, very functional as well. Back down here, doesn't have the center bunk again, still got that toilet, but this one's been fitted with the cushions. As we jump up on the roof, this one has the radar up there. It has the Garmin VHF and twin whip antennas. It's got the usual suspects with the easy fit rod holders. So what that means is we can bring these down and come back up, which is very, very clever. We've also got the light bar forward off the radar there, which you'll see from the outside when we jump out. And we'll just quickly finish off with the last boat, which is the 7000 over here. That's all over in that dark grey. So the dark grey is a, I don't know if it's my favourite or not, but I do like it. I like the pipeline grey and the white, but the dark grey just, I think, looks really nice. So that's the dark grey there, 7.0. We're going to flick around back to that 7.6, which is the dark grey with the black side sheets. Just have a little look at that radar at the top there as well. And the light bar. And we'll just quickly jump in this one to finish off. And hopefully this is helping with, if you are in the plate boat market and you're looking for an offshore boat to go anything from game fishing, snapper fishing, whatever you want to do. Be safe, be comfortable. But more important, I say more importantly, nothing's more important than being safe and comfortable, but the ride quality of the Yellowfin can't be just sort of talked over. You really got to appreciate, once you go out in these boats, just how well Yellowfin products ride as far as stability, ride quality underway, noise under the hull with the foam-filled flotation really deadens that sound. You don't feel like you're in that agricultural plate-style boat. The ride quality of these things is exceptionally good, and it's something that we shouldn't discount. Garmin 16, this is the full bed. So if you want to take like a sleeping quarter as such, or take the kids in there and have some ventilation and give them somewhere to rest, you've got that option. Now we will jump in, because we haven't jumped in one yet. Padded side combings the whole way through. Access to the back of the dash is incredibly easy. Toilet features. And more storage again. So, look, they've done a lot right, realistically. I'm going to take this boat out in the water in the next day or two when the weather picks up a little bit as far as a bit of wind. And hopefully we'll give you a performance bulletin on the 7000 as well, which will give you a really good understanding of just how good these boats ride. So I hope this has helped. If you have any questions whatsoever, please feel free to contact us here at Streaker Marine, and we'd love to help with your next boat purchase. Thanks for watching.